Hello everyone, my name is Martin Linksfeld and welcome to the first lesson of our course on the OCI Resource Manager service. Today we'll explore how to create a Resource Manager stack with a zip file in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure OCI and then modify its code directly using OCI Integrated Code Editor. Let's get started by heading over to OCI console. Now I am in a console, so let me click on this hamburger menu because I would like to go directly to our resource manager part of the console. And as you can see on the left, we have many options to choose. Here is a diagram which shows exactly what we can expect from Resource Manager. First of all, there is a list of potential places where you can store your Terraform files. It could be a zip file. You can use templates. You can theoretically use the compartment or a bucket in OCI or folder. And finally, you can also use some repository such as GitHub, Git, which is private one in your infrastructure, and the DevOps project as well. So all those places are the source of truth, and you can create the stack which will consist the Terraform configuration, right? Expected desired state defined by infrastructure as code configuration. And now you can, of course, do something with your stack, right? You can run plan operation, which will tell you precisely what is planned for you to be created. And if you feel comfortable with the plan, you can choose apply option and apply. So provision the stuff in your OCI tenancy. So this is a description how Resource Manager works. So first of all, let me navigate through those options which are here on the left. I would start with stacks because this is the most essential part of our functionality here. So you can create a stack, and then if you create a stack, you can see potential jobs in the future, which will be covered by this option, this place in a configuration. Then we have private and templates. We will talk about them later. Configuration source providers. Here I have created some GitLab. And private endpoints if you want to nest your Git installation inside VCN. Okay, that is very quick tour over the options, but first of all, let's go back to stacks and let's click on create stack. Here is a wizard where you can choose what options are possible. Let me start from the end. So theoretically, you can do some sort of a discovery. So let's say, someone has created, or even you created the configuration, the cloud configuration manually through the console. You can choose the compartment, let's say, and you can provision, you can, let's say, rediscover elements and convert them into Terraform code. We will cover that later in another lecture. You can also use a source code system, so you can connect your resource manager to some control version system, which could be Bitbucket, it could be GitLab, or even DevOps service in OCI repository. Then we have templates. You can select templates from quick start, services, architectures, and even use here your private templates which can be prepared by you. Okay, but let's start with the most interesting or most popular option and most simplified, meaning I have my own configuration. It could be in a form of the folder locally on my computer. It could be a zip file on my computer, or it could be also a bucket, right? So theoretically, I can choose bucket. I have some Terraform code in one of the buckets, but let's start with something simpler, which is essentially the zip file, right? This zip file has been taken directly from my repository in Bitbucket, in GitHub. So for one of my trainings, it's a lesson 1 single web server, and I have downloaded that into my file system locally. So I can go now and, continue my journey. Theoretically, if I don't want to use original Terraform provider, so binary for Terraform, theoretically, I can choose object storage and choose some pre-configured, pre-uploaded my own version of Terraform provider in different version, but let me stay with the default one. I could choose the compartment where the stack will be created. Let me click next. I will choose default options for my Terraform code, and I will click next. I will scroll down, and now my stack is ready. First thing which I can do is to verify how the code looks like. So there is an integration between Resource Manager and Code Editor. So if you go here and you try to click on the stacks in Resource Manager compartment, I believe within a second we will see all necessary files for our code. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but it's here. Okay, so I can walk into the stack which has been created for me. This is exactly my stack. So my code should be visible in a second, and I will be able to navigate in a code, and I can theoretically even rewrite everything here, right? So this is a set of my files, right, where I will create a compartment, and in this compartment, and I will create the network, which is essentially one VCN, subnet, one subnet, and few other elements. And on top of that, I will create a compute instance. And then with the remote.tf file, I will install the HTTPD service, right? And we will be able to access our web server. So now, because I feel the initial version of the code is good enough, I will save the changes and I will run plan action. So now if you minimize the code editor, we can go directly to our stack again, and in a job section, I believe in a second, the job will pop up. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but I'm assuming it will soon be visible for us. And here it is. So this is a job which is just going now with the plan. So now I will pause the recording and we will be back when the plan will be visible. The plan is done, so I can see the logs. So there is a Terraform output here, and all elements which are planned for us will be visible. Let me scroll down to the very end. 10 resources to be added, nothing to change, nothing to destroy, right? So we feel comfortable with this plan. So what we will do, we can do it from here or from, let's say, Code Editor. It doesn't matter. So let me run apply from here, and I will click apply. And now we are during the provisioning process, so let me pause the recording because it will take a few minutes, and then we will be back and I will show you what has been created by Resource Manager. Apply job has been finished, so let me scroll down to see what we have in the log file. 10 resources added, and we have this IP address which can be reached for our web server. So let me open the web server, and as you can see, we have this super simplified web page which has been served by our web server. Now let me go to our compute just to verify if we have the compute instance in a subcompartment named Foggy Kitchen compartment. And as you can see, there is a Foggy Kitchen web server which has been created by us. This public IP address is here. So it is nested in the subnet, which is visible here, and this subnet is inside Foggy Kitchen VCN. So we have many other elements such as internet gateway. We have here security lists as well as some DHCP options. All those elements with including route tables have been created by Terraform code. So let me do a simple trick. So what I will try is to use our code editor with integration with Resource Manager, and I will add here display name underscore fix. So it will be suffix. So let me just save it and run the plan again, right? So what I'm expecting is to see some deduced changes which needs to be implemented in our tenancy, in our infrastructure, and Resource Manager with Terraform should be able to tell me a little bit about it. So let me return back to Resource Manager compartment, and here is our stack. So this change is introduced, I believe. So I believe it should run immediately. Oh, it is here. So the plan is accepted. So within a minute or two, or even faster, we will see the plan for the change. So we need to wait. So let me pause the recording for now. Plan is done. So let me show you what is here. As you can see, just one change, which is essentially update in place, right? For Foggy Kitchen web subnet, the display name will be converted from this one to this one, okay? So that is the plan. So now let me return back again to Code Editor. And what I will do, I will save the changes and run apply action. So it will, through the integration, of course, will trigger new job, right? New job, which will show here, I believe, very quickly. So we need to be a little bit more patient, right? So there are saving changes and updating the configuration of Terraform, and within a few seconds, I believe new job will pop up here. So let me verify it. Okay, here is apply, and now this job is ongoing. So let me pause the recording and we'll be back after the finish. Done. So I think everything has been updated in place. So let me go directly to compute instance, which has been created for us in a Foggy Kitchen subcompartment. And if we go to this web server, you can see that the subnet, which is associated with our compute instance, has this completely new display name, right? Okay, so it proves that generally speaking, we can run a resource manager and we can deploy things. And besides of that, we can even edit the code in a code editor, which is essentially very um, important aspect of working inside a console, right? So now what we will do is we will just destroy everything with destroy operation from the stack perspective, and all the necessary uh, elements created by us in this lesson will be just destroyed. So let's wait a few minutes for this destroy job to be finished. Destroy job has been finished, so it looks like 10 resources have destroyed. So let me go directly to compute instance just to verify if now everything has been destroyed. I need to move to subcompartment, and all compute instances are terminated. So the job has been done. I can also go to network to verify if the VCN is here. No VCN at all. So it means our resource manager has done what was expected. What I can do now, I can theoretically remove that stack from the configuration by deleting the stack, what I will do. And now we have just empty list in our stacks section of Resource Manager. That concludes the first lesson of this training, and I hope it was interesting, and I'm hoping to see you soon on the next lecture. Thank you.